Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is well. I just thought I'd quickly jump on live because one of you can you clear your cache once and check? I don't know how to do that. I'm like trying to pay for something and it's not working because I have to get Cash App and I'm not sure how to do that because it's not available to download in the UK. Let me just check. Give me a second. So I did this thing today where I haven't been looking at the sun for over a week now because obviously I was looking at the sun for a long time without doing the mudra. So you went to look at the sun like this. You do this. It's called the Diva Shrishti mudra, and then you look at it. You know. But I was doing it and I wasn't doing the mudra, so I was just staring at the sun midday for hours and hours. Oh yeah, not hours and hours, but maybe like a good hour, maybe even more. And then afterwards, my eyesight was affected for a while. Usually, obviously, it doesn't happen, like I said, because you do the mudra, you don't do it straight away. You kind of get used to it, I guess. And then, so I'd stopped doing it. And then today I started doing it again because it's I do the Gayatri mantra with it. So I can't teach you what that is because you have to get diksha from a it's really hot. Oh, okay. Is this gonna happen? Yeah, you have to get diksha from a guru, and obviously I can't give you that because then if I teach anybody it, then I'll get that karma. So you're gonna have to learn. I can tell you which. If anybody is interested, I can tell you how to access the course. I don't know if it'll be available now. I don't know how often they do it, but it was like a 5-day course that I did, and it was really life changing for sure. It helps you connect with the Devi, which is the goddess, which is the divine feminine. So yeah, I did that, and then I was advised not to look at the sun anymore until my eyes had recovered, and then today I thought, you know what, my eyesight's getting okay. Like I think it's recovered, and then I was looking at the sun. This was around 6, 7 a.m. and it seemed okay. I didn't do it for long, and then I had to go somewhere. I had to go into like this office space, and they had so much artificial lighting that I just couldn't deal with it. It was way too much. I feel like I'm really sensitive to it, and I feel like I'm realizing that I maybe have been always really sensitive to it. I've never really liked artificial light. No, I kind of don't even put the lights on in my room anymore because it's still bright outside by the time I go to sleep. It's around like 8:30ish, 8:30, nearly 9, and it's yeah, still kind of bright, but I have like blackout curtains, so that's no problem. So yeah, I don't even have to put light on, which is really good because obviously blue light is not good for you. Blue light, let me just get it up. It activates your stress hormones and I believe your adrenal response. I'm gonna have to make these notes. So I've been reading the Mitochondriac Manifesto, and can you tell me about and the mitochondrial con. Okay, I'm gonna tell you now. Okay, so blue light, especially obviously blue light comes from any screen that you look at, right? Any device. There's a disruption of your circadian rhythm. So your circadian rhythm is really, really important. So let me tell you, along with the circadian rhythm, that are really that are really important for your health. Sorry, I'm just getting messages. Okay. So let me first tell you what happens when you have blue light. So blue light, especially artificial blue light from screens and LED lighting. Oh my god, great. I always put LED lighting on. I put like red on because I guess represents infrared, maybe? I don't know. I just heard that red was good for you, so I just put it on. You know, like the face masks you get also that have um LED red light. Wow, are you kidding me? That's crazy. So technically, they're not even good for you. I mean, are we surprised? How can anything unnatural be good for you, right? I feel like that's just where I'm getting at. Like anything that is weird, that is man-made almost, no. Sunglasses, no. Windows, no. LED masks and I guess LED lights, also no. But yeah, okay, so when you expose yourself to blue light, it disrupts the circadian rhythm. So your circadian rhythm is really important for your health. So the things that are really instrumental in your health are light, water, magnetism, and your circadian rhythm. How are you doing? I'm great. How are you? I'm just talking about the effects of blue light. So blue light comes from screens, and we're so accustomed to looking at our screens, right? Especially after like around 6 p.m. And this is the worst thing that you can do. And the thing is, look, no one's gonna tell you. Okay, I mean, of course you know a little bit, but no one's outrightly in the media or wherever you get your like big news from, or your doctors are not going to tell you, okay, please stop looking at your screens after 6 p.m., you know, after sunset, because this will disrupt your circadian rhythm. It makes you feel like 6 p.m., okay, yeah, it makes your body think that it's still day, it's like mid-afternoon, so your body starts producing different hormones when it's supposed to be producing it's not melatonin, is it? Which is the one? I can't remember, but it's a different hormone that is supposed to be released at that time. So it's really important. Don't use blue light if you're going to look. What about if you smoke a J? No, no, no. I don't play video games. I don't think it makes a difference if you smoke a J. Lawrence. Okay, look. The things that it causes disrupts your circadian rhythm, like I said, super important. It gives you mitochondrial stress. So mitochondria, as I've learned recently, is so freaking important to your health. It produces energy. Your body needs energy. No energy, no you. Period. You know, that's it. Simple as. So you need to be taking care of your mitochondria. And bye. Enjoy your nap. I'm all for naps. I don't want to part video games like Nintendo in person with buddies. Okay, I mean, maybe just do it before 6 p.m. or wear blue light, like protection glasses. You can get them. You know, why not send me straight to sleep when it's red, or I don't know what that means. Party, not pot, sorry. Oh, party in person. I don't really play video games, so I don't understand what that means. What about blue screen? Blue screen. No, I don't know. What do you mean blue screen? If you look at a blue screen, it's blue light. So blue light is emitted from any screen that you look at, like Mario Kart. Okay, so are you playing Mario Kart? I guess not in real life, right? Obviously, you're playing it on a screen. Hi, Rosa. Okay, yeah. So mitochondria is super important for your health. The thing is, we've been taught to focus a lot on chemistry, right? These are things that I learned from the book, by the way. Chemistry. Okay, so if your hormones are a little bit different, then oh, it's a hormonal thing. Oh, if this is like this, your neurotransmitters, or I don't know what they say. I don't really look at modern medicine or anything like that, but that's usually what they say, right? Oh my god, you have depression, it's your hormones, that's what you need to fix, rather than looking at someone's lifestyle. Also, what it said in the book is that we have become accustomed to blaming ourselves, right? To, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with my internal environment, my body, rather than there's something wrong in my environment. That's what he says in the book. He said there's more like 95% of the time, it's not you. You're good. Your body's just adapting to the environment in which you're living in, you know? So it's like where you are that dictates the level of magnetism in your area. So magnetism is super important because magnetism is a thing that supports the heart in pumping your blood around your body. It's not just the heart that pumps blood around. It's magnetism that pumps the blood around. In fact, they did this experiment where they put someone in a neutral magnetic field kind of thing, and they had to end the experiment after 2 to 3 hours, I believe, because these people were going to die, and the magnetic field is decreasing on the earth. So you know what that reminds me of? When I was reading that, and I learned about like biophysics preceding um biochemistry, and how biophysics is so much more important, it reminded me of how we are energy. Of course this is the case. Of course it's not chemistry. Chemistry is matter. Biophysics is looks at energy, right? It looks at photons and electrons and protons, and these things are important. Wow. This is, this is something that they mentioned. Women are getting a lot of hypothyroid, autoimmune, like autoimmunity or something like that. So something that was recommended to me was tell her to wear a scarf during the evening time. When it's evening, once the sun has set, wear a scarf around your neck to protect your neck. Maybe that will help. But everything is interlinked. You need to look at her lifestyle. Does she get enough sun? When is she getting sun? The kind of water you're drinking, things like that. Like, so many things come into it. The thing is, we look to modern medicine and the people and like doctors and stuff, right? If you go to a doctor and you say, okay, doctor, look, I have this problem, the doctor will be like, oh, okay, look here, have these meds. You will go on the meds, nothing changes, or maybe something changes a little bit, right? You still have side effects. And then you go back to the doctor and you're like, okay, look, not much has changed. And then he's like, oh, okay, give you a stronger this. Oh, I'll give you a different type of medicine. Then eventually that doctor's going to say, I put my hands up, there's nothing else I can do. That doctor isn't going to sit there and think, okay, this person I haven't been able to heal, I haven't been able to help. How can I help them? How can I further my knowledge in this area? No one's going to do that for you. Medicine has to be unique now. It can't be one size fits all. That's what he was talking about in the book, R.D. Lee, the mitochondriac manifesto, that is. He was saying how it has to be N equals 1, which means that every single person is a test sample themselves. You can't bring everybody together, because what they usually do in a lot of experiments, and a lot of experiments when it comes to medicine and stuff, they usually do a sample that is in artificial settings. Usually they don't account for light, lifestyle, levels of magnetism, water, things like that. These things are not taken into consideration, which, how can you not take that into consideration? It's so important. Also, things like Wi-Fi, radiation, 5G. You can't sit here and act like these things don't affect us. They affect us deeply, but no one will tell you that, because they just won't tell you that, right? You are more of a benefit to society when you are unwell. Because you're unwell, you don't have clarity, you're easy to control. You'll feed into capitalism, into consumerism. You're not gonna be living like a queen and a king in your own life and have radiant health. This is why you're easy to catch. They'll never break it to you. They'll never go onto the news and say these things. I mean, even things like incense, certain candles, not good for you. Most beauty products for women, not good for you. Read a book called The Women's Cycle. You'll find out PCOS, fibroid, cyst, all of these things. Why are they happening? They never used to happen. All of these diseases are happening now. And there was this girl that I was talking to, and I was telling her about the things I was reading in the Mitochondriac Manifesto, and she's from Cyprus and Turkey. And then she said, Priya, it makes so much sense, because people in Cyprus and Turkey, they live much longer. They're living up to about 100 years of age. And then they're happier. Things like depression are not even a thing there. Okay, they're a very, very rare occurrence. And why is that? It's because people spend so much time in the sun. People spend so much time in communion with each other. And I doubt they have strong radiation like we do here in the West, in like England, for example. We think that just because we're so technologically advanced that like we're winning in some way, but we're losing, because when there's a stress in a system, right? Because life is a system after all. And hey Cynthia, life is a system, and there always needs to be a balance in that system. I feel like sometimes when there's an imbalance, there are different forces that kind of step in to create a balance, and then that affects your health. For example, when you take medication right? Prescription, which are drugs, by the way, um, they affect a part of your body, right? They're altering something in your body, but you can't go on and think that thank you. Said hi, Shoaib. Hormonal balance can be cured without medication. Yes, things can be cured without medication. Who would have thought? Raza, what I would say is please educate yourself. Read the book, The Mitochondrial Manifesto, and just try this one thing. Wait, hormonal imbalance. I thought you were talking about thyroid. Yeah, hormonal imbalance. I mean, the thing is, these are symptoms alluding to a different cause, okay, like a deeper cause. So if you take, hey, how was your nap? If you, just go out to treat the symptoms, not much is going to change. That's what modern medicine does. It just targets the symptoms, and you think, oh, I'm okay now. I can't feel the pain. I've numbed the pain receptors, so I'm good. You know, how's that helping you? It's not, it's making your health worse. You need to look at different things. Like I said, how much light are you getting? The effects of water, magnetism, your circadian rhythm, blue light exposure, infrared, sorry, not infrared, like Wi-Fi and like 5G and things like that. When you go to bed, turn your Wi-Fi off, get some crystals. There's a way, if you want, I can kind of, it is, I agree, is emotional and spiritual. It is. I think it's energetic also. I think we can't discount the effect of the environment on us either, what was I saying? But yeah, there's some crystals that you can get that you can. Guru Pashupati was saying it. He said that, I can't remember which one it was, but I can try and find the video and like let you know the video. But there's like crystals that you tie to a stick with I guess a copper rope, copper string, I guess, would you call it? And then you like put it in your room, in the 4 different corners, and then that should help with radiation. But these things are deeply affecting us. This is why apparently he was saying some crazy stats in the book. He was saying something like nearly by 2035, nearly half of the population of males is going to have autism, things like suicide. Yeah, copper wire enhances the effects of crystals. Yeah, I guess that's what he was talking about. But yeah, he had some, let me see if I can get them up. There was just so much in that book. I was reading it and I didn't make notes. Can you tell me the stats mentioned in the book? I don't know if... Hello, am I back? Oopsie, sorry, I had a call to take. I hope everyone couldn't hear my call. Is this working? Hello? Yeah? Good? Are we good? I don't know now. I think it is. Tell me, hey, if it is. If not, then I don't know what I can do about that. No. Oh, okay. We're back. Okay. Sorry, apologies about that, guys. I guess I could have picked it up on my laptop. I don't know how, actually. I don't know. Okay, yeah. I kind of forgot what I was talking about. Okay. So I mean, I guess I can just continue with the blue light effects. But yeah, I kind of have this thing now where I don't like to look at blue light, so I try to just get off my phone, or like if I need to look at my phone, just like look at it for very short amounts of time, or not really watch any kind of like TV or anything after like 6 p.m. I kind of just like, it kind of gives me an excuse to just go on walks, which I really like, just getting out and getting some more sunshine. You can never get enough, I guess. Okay, let me see what it says. Okay, right. Okay, yeah. Okay. So from the book, the main elements that he discusses that say are the core foundations of your health are, I mean, especially in regards to mitochondrial health, are your circadian rhythm. So your circadian rhythm is the rhythm that your body has. It's like your natural body clock of, okay, I'm awake now and it's light. Hence why when you get out and you go for a walk and you're outside in the sunshine at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., whatever, in the morning, it tells your body like, okay, wake up now, we're good, get ready for the day, you know. Okay, and then the next thing is, so hang on, regulates hormone release. So yeah, certain hormones are released when you wake up and the light hits you. Hence why the problems arise when you have when you wear things like sunglasses, because your eyes are like, whoa, is it light right now? Do we release different hormones? So a disrupted rhythm with your circadian rhythm leads to poor sleep, hormonal chaos, and lowered cellular energy. The thing is, modern medicine treats your body and your mind um, as different, when they're not different. They're the same. They're very, very interlinked, you know. Okay, so obviously mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are your energy powerhouses. Damaged or inefficient mitochondria equals fatigue, brain fog, and chronic illness. So things like depression, Alzheimer's, diabetes are caused by this. I don't know why I'm smiling when I'm saying this. Um, but it's true. Okay, so another great component, a core component of great health, is sunlight and natural light exposure. So this is because sunlight contains red, infrared, UV, and blue light all in one, all in balance. The morning sunlight helps set your circadian rhythm and supports hormone production. So, like I said, one of you, was it? Let me check. Raza, you were talking about hormonal imbalance. Yeah, the the thing is, the body is so intelligent, the body is so wise, the body knows how to naturally heal itself. The only thing is, your environment is what's impacting it. I remember when I was depressed, I read this thing somewhere and it said, oh, if you're okay, you're depressed, but do you get natural sunlight? Are you eating well? Are you exercising? Are you getting fresh air? uh how are you sleeping? What time are you sleeping? Are you constantly looking at a screen? Are you exercising a good eye hygiene? Things like that. I realized from when the thing happened with my eyes where I couldn't see properly because my eyesight went a little bit blurry. I realized the importance of your eyes. You all take your eyes for granted, I guarantee it, because there's a problem, until you go from like, I'm good, like I have great eyesight, to, oh my god, everything is blurry, I cannot see for the life of me. But you can see a little bit, but you can tell when there's like a deviation, right? And that happened to me. And now I value my eyes more than anything. I don't want to be looking at screens all the time. I don't want to be in artificial light. It gives me a headache. And there's artificial light literally everywhere. You go to the supermarket, you go shopping, on trains, like everywhere. We just kind of get away from it. On the streets, I like the dark. When you go outside and it's like nighttime and you think, I just want to see pitch black right now. I want to see the stars. I don't want to see anything else, because that's the natural way. You shouldn't be able to see anything else unless obviously it's a full moon or something. And you can't do that because there's lights everywhere. Okay, so infrared and red light nourish and repair mitochondria. This whole thing, I don't know if you guys have heard of red light therapy, wearing the masks. I used to do that. I used to sit and just like wear the little mask, have the red light on, have blue light on, purple light, shove them all on. Or even like LEDs, I always used to put red LED lights on at nighttime because I didn't want the natural light, but I guess they're probably just the same. So I'd probably have to I'm just gonna have to walk around. I'm gonna have to adjust to the darkness, basically. Okay. Environmental toxicity really affects your health also. So mitochondria are extremely sensitive to toxins, so heavy metals, mold, EMFs, and pesticides. In the book it was saying something like the weed killer pesticide is abundant and it's found everywhere now. And obviously that's affecting us. The thing is, we were never meant to farm on such a large scale. We were only meant to create enough and then have that, right? Like older civilizations, if you look at anthropology, you can see that they made as much as they needed, and that was it. They didn't take more. I guess that's what we do now. We kind of farm on such a mass scale that it's having some sort of effect. Don't forget balance, systems. Life is full of systems, and nature always wants to balance things out, and we don't usually see the balancing things out until it's too late. We're like, we're unwell. This is happening. This is happening. Okay. Drainage pathway, nervous system regulation. So your nervous system is your inner child, essentially. I learned this thing from this podcast, Annie Lala. Oh my god, she's actually amazing. You're going to have to watch it. So type in Annie Lala on Ziva Meditation podcast, and she was talking about how, you know, you should, obviously inner child healing is so important. For those of you that don't know what an inner child is, your inner child represents the child version of you of when you were a child. So anything that you went through when you were a child, like that child, if that child went through trauma, that inner child of yours will still be traumatized and wounded unless you've taken time to heal and repair. And your inner child is represented by your nervous system. So you know how people always talk about regulating your nervous system, etc. Well, this is what they're referring to. You can, so we have two types, right? We have sympathetic nervous system response, and we have a parasympathetic. So a sympathetic is activated when there's maybe danger in your environment, or when you need that adrenaline rushing through you so that you can fight or flight or move or like do something. And then you have the parasympathetic, which is when you're resting. What's happened is with animals, teach me something beautiful. I'm always teaching. I'm teaching you right now. Listen up. Okay. You know, when animals see a tiger, for example, let's say a gazelle sees a tiger coming towards it, the animal's sympathetic nervous system will be stimulated, right? It will be really, it'll have so much energy. It has the energy of a tornado. That's how much energy you have in you. And then it will either like fight or flight. And sometimes what they actually do is like they pretend to play dead because they think the energy just becomes so much for them. They're like, I'm just gonna like block everything out and just lie here and play dead, because I guess a predator doesn't want to like have prey that just lies there, you know. It wants to chase. Yeah, it wants like a difficult, I guess, prey, not just one delivered to its door. So yeah, what happens with us humans is that we have found a way to maintain staying in the sympathetic state. This is stress. Some people are always stressed. That's not normal. They have a dysregulated nervous system. And I find that within myself, even, to be honest, even, you know, even like after doing so much work and like learning to regulate, I guess it's something that is so deeply engrossed within me that it just takes time and time and time and layers of healing and things like that. But yeah, I just find that I love to authorize. I love to think of the worst thing that can happen. I was watching this movie and yesterday, like a little bit of it, and the girl said, "Oh, if there weren't any problems in life, life would be boring." And I was like, "Whoa, doesn't that just make sense? Doesn't that just say it all? We just love problems because we don't like being bored, because we are so accustomed to chaos in our lives. We're so addicted to the drama. We're so addicted to watching movies with like really big villains and things like that, and like reality TV. I used to love reality TV. Are you kidding me? I used to love when they used to be like drinking or fighting. Any movie where there was like fighting, I loved it. In real life, if there's fighting, I'm near the front, you know? I was so attracted to it. It was because it was very familiar to my nervous system. And that's what happens. We seek out what's familiar. So that what will happen is when something good happens, when you find peace for a moment in your life, you're like, what the? Like freaking out because there's peace in your life and you think that that's going to be stolen away, and that scares you. Sometimes the scariest things are the best things in life. It's having too much abundance. It's having so much success. It's getting recognition. It spikes your nervous system because you're just so unfamiliar with it. And that's what spikes your nervous system. It's things that are unfamiliar with it that really affect it. So it's about becoming comfortable feeling the sensations. So that's what, because pain is mostly psychological. Like, for example, I get waxed, right? When I used to get my legs waxed, I used to scream. Okay, I remember the first time I ever got my legs waxed, I was screaming. I was like, what have I done? I can't just like have one strip of my leg waxed. I have to like get the whole thing waxed now. And it was difficult, but now I can deal with it better because I just distract myself. I just watch something. I tend to watch a lot of Indian wedding dances. I don't know. I just have this thing with like watching Indian wedding dances, or like Indian weddings or something, you know. So I'll just put that on, or I listen to some music, and that will distract me, and I won't focus on the pain. I'm not gonna be like waiting for the pain, you know, like anticipating the pain. That's sometimes what happens. We anticipate the pain and then we flinch. We kind of like become very like numb to it, and we try to like hold it in. But what you do is like you lock it in, you feel it more. So what I said to my sister, because she also was like getting scared because she had to get her legs waxed, I said, look, just feel the sensation, don't anticipate it, and put your focus elsewhere. Also, just feel into the pain. We're just scared of feeling pain, but they're just sensations. That's it. They're nothing deeper than that. And a lot of the times, the more you feel into them, the more you can focus on your breath and just being embodied and being with them, the less that they're going to affect you, you know? But yeah, I hope that made sense. That's all for today. Let me know if you have any questions. Just if you have any questions, just post them on any one of my videos as comments, and then I will respond to them. Any whatever, any questions. But yeah, thank you. Goodbye.